Behold, the yin yang, the universal symbol of balance, a perfect representation of total equilibrium. And within the hallowed halls of the fighting game community, maintaining equilibrium is essential for your sanity. If you fall too far off into yin, you become lost in the darkness, losing any sense of self and slowly transforming into a complete mockery of who you could have been.
Every night! Every night, bro. Every night. Every single night. Hate watching me every night. I'm the biggest winner every night. Every night? Every motherfucking night. Every night!
If you allow yourself to be engulfed by yang, you become blinded by total light, losing any sense of self, leaving yourself vulnerable to the vultures of the community. And while the quest for equilibrium exists in us all, balance is also extremely important for the community. A great example of this can actually be found in the collective known as the Culture. It was actually last episode that I had the pleasure of sitting down with Makeout Teej and truly understanding his kind-hearted nature.
Yeah, no, everything, whether it's shit talk, whether it's, of course, love and positivity, it's all real, man. So I just appreciate everyone that even came through, listened to us talk. Anyone that's came through and supported Ray or myself or anybody in the culture, I appreciate you, man. And I really would love to get to know you guys and, you know, invite you guys in because, hey, man, like I said, you don't know what people come from, if they've got friends or family and anything like that. Well, you got a home here. So
the more we talked, the more I understood his role of providing yang energy to his community, playing the role of the guiding hand of the culture. But that is not equilibrium. And while Teej is a critical key to the balance of the culture, his big heart only completes half of the equation. In this video, I explore the other half of that equation as I come face to face with the yin of the culture. If Makeout Teej is the guiding hand of the culture, then today I go one-on-one with the Demon Fist.
Cause you know damn well at any point in time, GK will put hands on that ass.
Oh.
Holla at me. Holla at me. Holla at me. What'd I say? I put how much time did that take? That was like 30 minutes, right?
Hey, what I'm about to do to TK right now is really needs to be blurred out right now.
They better hope you get a win. Holla at you, Pharaoh. Holla at you, Pharaoh. Holla at you, Pharaoh. Remember what you asked me, brother? Remember what you asked me, though, before this match started? You better hope you get a win. You better hope you get a win. You better hope you get a win, brother.
What's funny about this is that TK is actually one of the most friendly, supportive, and genuine people out there that I feel lucky to even call a friend. But for some reason, people tend to fuck around with TK, either dismissing the credibility of the characters he uses, or just flat out challenging his skills as a Tekken player. And he doesn't mind helping them find out.
Now you worry. Now you worry. Huh? Where my respect at, Pharaoh? Where my respect, bro? GG, bro.
hey, if anybody in this lobby, y'all gotta move around. I'm not gonna lie, y'all gotta move around. Y'all better not even be in here.
Seeing you two, you and Teej interact, like truly seeing you guys interact, like it is so yin yang, bro. How did you guys stumble across each other? Is this just like an online thing? Are you guys actually like IRL friends? Like, cause you guys got a pretty strong bond, man.
So me and Teej, I met Teej through a YouTube clip. And that's the funniest thing, because I used to be a real big YouTube head, and out of nowhere, I was like still trying to figure out how to do my content. And every once in a while I'll go through YouTube shorts and I'll just start looking through the clips just to like get inspiration and like, you know, make videos and stuff. And I came across his Green Rank Harong clip. And he was fighting with Harong, but he was fighting against Elisa or something. He was fighting against something he did not want to deal with. And he was getting smacked, but he was crashing. He was like, bro, I'm never going to get good at this game. I'm trash. He was just going through it. And right there, I saw myself right in that clip, and I was like, bro, like he shouldn't be looking like that, bro. He shouldn't be going through that. Like, bro, we're better than this. I was like, bro, if you ever need help, bro, I'll pull up, man. We can play and train together. This is before I even knew Tej at all. I didn't know nothing about Tej. I think I may have seen a video of him before, and I just it resonated with me. And I was like, bro, I hope I can pull up on him one day and just have a conversation with him, bro, just to pick his brain and see to see if we're really like how I think we are, like we're like minded. And that was in November of 2024. And then like I didn't pull up on Tej until like it had to be it was January. It was January. I pulled up on one of his streams finally on Twitch, and then the rest is like kind of history.
So was it? Where did the rival start? Because that's funny how you mentioned like you really were there to help, right? But damn, bro, you guys definitely have like Goku rival. And Vegeta energy, bro. So where did that come from? Where did that start?
So that happened because when I first pulled up on Tej, like Tej had like a schedule, and he wouldn't always play Tekken. So I finally got around to like pulling up to the Tekken streams, and like next thing you know, we're just in there chopping it up in lobbies. This is before like we only had like maybe 4 or 5 people that was in lobby at one time. And then one day, me and Tej played, and then when me and Tej played, I realized I was like, bro, you actually good at this damn game, like. And then automatically it clicked right there in my head. Once like me and him started playing, I was like, bro, I gotta push this man to beat me. Because we were dead even. Like we pretty much we were just even in skill. Like we weren't that good then. But then I was like, yo, I'm gonna start telling this man how to beat me. Because I was playing Azucena and Clyde. And I was like, bro, I'm only doing this. This is all I'm doing, bro. All you gotta do is be patient and do something like this. And then once he got a like grip of how to beat me, then I turned it up. I started making sure like I made this man work to beat me, and now he's like he's effectively getting better at this damn game. Not just because of me, because people in his community too would always give him tips. But like I decided to up the ante. Like, hey man, you my rival. You know what I mean? Like
let's just turn this shit on, bro. Yeah,
let's turn it up. Like it wasn't like it was never hate. Like it was always in the game. That's all it was. It was always rooted in me wanting to be better at this game, just like he does. And I saw that in him, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna make sure I push this man every chance I get.
Let me ask you this, because in today's FGC, I think it's real hard to have a rival. I think honestly, real talk, people are too soft, man. People get their feelings hurt too easily to understand how to take criticism and process it in a positive way, man. Have you always okay, let me ask you this. Was this always the plan? What was the original plan of TK Next? When you were stepping into all of this, what was the goal?
Man, that's a good question. So the original plan, bro, it was always to create a space where people could learn to express themselves through this online game without having to be so toxic. But in the same sense, while I was on this journey, I had realized that, like, bro, my efforts for what I'm doing, it's not really going nowhere. Like the content I'm creating, they get mild success, it'll get views, but I don't get engagement. I don't get people that come into my videos with thought provoking comments where like they questioning GK. They'd be like, oh, whoa, what's this? Why are you doing this like this? Why did you like this? So then I started like looking at it from another perspective. I was like, bro, what do people like to watch? And this was like when I was on this journey of thinking about this was not for my content, because at the time I wasn't editing. I was all focused on stream, but I saw something that I could give to Tej that he could edit and that he could like manipulate to his own force. Even though like me and him go back and forth about this GK persona and like how I like to act online, I knew that I could give Tej some content that like he probably could edit the right way that I couldn't. So
yeah,
from there, we created the GK and Tej rivalry, and we turned it up until until people noticed it. Like every time we decided to go back and forth about our like critiques over our characters or however we feel about each other's skill, we decided to amplify it in a way to where people would like they couldn't tell if it was real or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, that's funny because when I when I first came across you guys, it was actually seeing you beat Black Pharaoh over the casual versus competitive conversation, right?
Yeah.
And even then, like, you had a very upfront and challenging energy. It wasn't insulting, right? You weren't looking down on anybody,
Yeah.
but you always feel. I always feel like when you're playing Tekken, when we're around you playing Tekken, um, like I need to bring my A game to match your energy. I don't want to fall behind that shit, dude. Like I'm gonna be
Yeah.
straight up with you. Like I see what you're saying and I feel what you're saying with Tej because like I see you and I kind of feel the same way sometimes. I'm like, okay, well now TK's Tekken Emperor, I got to get God. Let's get God.
Yeah.
Like I can't. No, I have to get God now, right?
Yeah.
But it's always been based around respect
Mm-hmm.
and honestly some admiration, man. Seeing you being able to play these characters, get this far, and not only that, but like even doing things like beating Pharaoh. Now all of a sudden I'm beating Pharaoh. Like I feel like you play a very you. I don't know if this was intentional, but you grew into a very crucial role within the culture itself as kind of like the gatekeeper, so to speak, when it comes to skill and capability. Right, all of a sudden now you are sort of the check when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's easier to understand that people see you in this light and would want to challenge you or want to criticize you, critique you, because when you're in that position, you're in a big spotlight, and all of a sudden, you know, GK isn't this, GK isn't that, GK whatever. You've seen it before,
Mm-hmm.
and you've proved it wrong time and time again. Does it ever get boring to you? Do you welcome that kind of challenge? How do you process that?
Uh, so this is never intentional, but I respect the hell out of it and I love it because I I I accept the role for what it is. Like even if I sometimes act like I don't understand it, like I get it because I'm gonna just give you a little insight to like my mindset and the reason why I play the way I play is like I always was rooted in being the underdog. So like with the whole thing with Pharaoh, when Pharaoh came in with that attitude, like I'll trash all y'all. I'm like, oh yeah, I hope that's how you feel. I want you to feel that way because I know I can show you something different. Because I come from a long bloodline of like competitors. These dudes, they would be in the room talking trash, and everybody think they gonna whoop everybody. So like I grew this mindset of like when I play these games, like because I always watch tournaments. I come in where like I say like, bro, I'm already 2 matches down to you, and I ain't trying to get put in losers. Like, so since you think you already got this dub, I'm finna fight like I'm going uphill. I'm finna fight the hardest I ever fought on this game, and I'm gonna leave it on the game. Even though we talk, I'm gonna leave
Oh
it on the
yeah,
game. You know
dude.
what I mean? Like I'm gonna leave it right there on that game. I'm gonna give it all I got. Whether I mess up, do whatever, I accept it. I messed it up. I'm out there. So like when that whole persona got put into the culture, I didn't even know what I was doing at first. I didn't know. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Ray. I didn't know what I was actually starting until I started realizing how big the streams became and how people would pull up. I'm like, yo, where GK at? I want to play GK. I want to do GK. And I was like, I kind of see what's going on here. And like, I had to step into this role carefully, but not only carefully, I had to make sure I make it understood what it is that GK is doing. So like a lot of times, I will go on rants where I break down like, yo, I'm not saying I'm good at this game. I look at this game like this because X, Y, and Z because I do this. You know what I mean? I try to counter certain things. And I just try to give people advice the best way I can just to give them like a little glimpse of the mindset that I have or why I play this game like this. Cause like it's never been about trying to up show people and be like, oh, I'm better than you type stuff. No, it's all about learning. Because I play like whether people know it or not, when I first met Tej, our roles were reversed. I was a very defensive player and I was very positive and I was all about, yo, pay attention to how your opponent's playing before you try to counter them. To when I met Tej, he was all about like, man, fuck that. You gotta play balls out to the wall and you gotta to shut people up. You gotta do this and do that. And I was like, bro, that's not the way to play. And then just somewhere out of nowhere, me and his roles reversed, where now I'm more the aggressive type, and I'll be like, I'll let people know, like, no, you gotta play defense when you gotta play proactive defense, and I'm still big in believing that you gotta, like, they be like, oh, GK, you think defense, you gotta use a button. I'm like, bro, sometimes you do. In Tekken 8, they don't allow for you to sit there and always think that you can just hold every little bit of your opponent's mix. And that's just, that's just a little bit of the mindset of Tekken, how I look at it now. But like, I be like, bro, like now I'll tell you right now, you don't want to let your opponent sit in your face too long. Or
No.
you don't want to do that spacing game where you want your opponent to go first. Sometimes you want to have proactive buttons. And when I started seeing that's like the mantra I was going into, I started seeing like that staple of a man I became in this whole FGC thing. I was like, bro, I can't hold back. I can't hold back nothing. Like sometimes like I'll be in talks with people and I'll be like, some things I know I shouldn't say, but I'm like, nah, you gotta say it. You gotta
Why
say
not,
it. You
right? Yeah,
gotta.
that's you, dude.
You have to
That's
challenge it.
that's honesty, bro. That's 100% honesty, and that's genuine, right?
Yeah.
How often do you find that? Especially in like Discord groups, right? I feel like online it's so much easier to pretend to be somebody else, but here you are being 100% genuine and you're making it work. And that's extremely admirable, man. It is it creates a unique character for you. And even though I'll be honest with you, right? Like um I feel like, especially in social media and like YouTube, what's always the most noble things or the most rare characteristics aren't always the most popular ones.
Yeah.
You know, it's called brain rot for a fucking reason, right? It's empty calories. People would love to eat chocolate bars all fucking day, right?
Yeah.
But you're offering sustenance and you're offering creativity and really a unique character to interact with. Not even just see, but to interact with, bro. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're always in the Discord with people. You're always in lobbies, bro. We're always talking. We're always chatting. It's weird, man. It's always we're meeting somebody new. It feels like every day,
Yeah. We
and
are.
it's crazy that when you think about it, like one person a day is getting the GK experience from day one, bro. And it's permeating now. It's permeating because of you, because of a little known thing called the Godfist takedown. And I'm so fucking excited to talk about this. I wanted to make sure that when TJ and I talked, it had nothing to do with that because I wanted to talk to the brain behind this because not only did it pop off, but it created, in my eyes, some of the best Tekken moments I've ever seen, especially at the end, the grand finals, bro. With
Yeah.
Wolf and Z going at it, bro. I've never seen people. I've seen clips online, but that's different from being there in person and seeing that in person.
Mm-hmm.
And that I could not think of a match that epitomized Godfist takedown more than that one.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are on number 2. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to ask you, like, where did this come from? Because this just kind of just spawned. And like, I feel like you guys might have planned this out, but it was crazy how it just like, hey, here's this thing. And then now here we are. Moonsault, Finn T jumping in
Mm-hmm.
streams, right? Like,
Hey yo.
where did this come from? Where did this start?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the backstory of why GK is so rooted in this type of stuff. I grew up on
Yeah.
wrestling. I got into wrestling like into 95, 96, and I also grew up on
Were you a
gladiators.
WCW guy or a WWE guy?
I watched both. I watched both. Cause at that time, some of the biggest WWF stars went to WCW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I watched both. I was a kid, and I used to always watch with my cousins and their parents. Well, my uncle, my cousin's dad, and
Bro, same actually. I watched WrestleMania 14 on a bootlegged cable box that we got from a flea market.
man, when I first was introduced to Stone Cold, man, all bets were off. All
Bro,
bets
that
were
glass
off,
shatter.
man. You feel me? Like there was no way I wasn't watching Monday Night Raw every damn week. So
Bro, look, check this out. I've been thinking about doing a playthrough of this, and I think I might.
oh hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, bro.
I was thinking
All them
about doing
wrestling
like a
games.
playthrough of it do the custom belts and shit like that, bro. That'd be
What?
fucking goofy as hell.
Bro, I'm so mad that like those games aren't like something we can buy in the store nowadays. But so to make a long story short, I like something fascinated me and like brought something out of me when I used to watch these wrestlers like compete in these like ladder style form of like way to get to the grand prize, like to get
King of
to
the Ring.
you know what I mean, King of the Ring type stuff. I used to really
Yeah.
that used to fascinate me, just having like that league, like where it's a record, everybody's competing, you're better than them, it's a ranking system and all this type of stuff. So all that used to fascinate the hell out of me.
I'm gonna give you an acronym real quick, and I want to know if you know what this is, and I feel like it's gonna bring some core memories. WMAC Masters. Does that mean anything to you?
It does. It does. It does. But I don't know why.
That karate tournament with the belts. That one guy was Cyborg, bro. He had the staff. They like fought in a cage. Hold on a second.
Hold up. I
on
do
a
know
second.
that.
Check this out. Kind of, I get what you're saying.
And then like, you know, like even the Mortal Kombat thing. Like I grew up on all these things that had like, I don't want to say a ranking system, but they had these like warriors that were all trying to compete for the top prize. And I was like, I used to look at it differently when I was a kid, and it gave me so much of like a different feeling that I never could get it back. So like I always grew up like, you know, competing in these video games and always be like a bunch of friends in a room. And it like, and to a degree, I felt like we had like a ranking system in our heads, and that's how we competed. Like we did like a ladder format style where people stayed on the stick, and then you got to like, you know, the people that beat everybody in the rooms like the championship. So like I always wanted to run my own tournament for some reason. I don't know. I always wanted to have like a league like that WWF type style thing. Like, and just to like grow up and then see like the business standpoint of it and how it all was ran and what really takes to like make this type of promotion stick. Like I started trying to run my own tournament like last year sometime before right around the end of the summer, right around my birthday in September. And I was promoting it heavy. Like all the people that we know now, like Afro, Dex. Oh, even though I knew Dex before then. Afro, Dex, Nam, Ezanagi, JR, like all these dudes, they were super good. And they always like they was gonna be in a tournament, but I never could get like a time frame. So like, a lot of people don't know this. I tried to run the guy for his takedown by myself and it flopped hard. I was doing it through start.gg too. I was like pulling up there, all these crazy ass players, you know, streamed, and I was like, bro, y'all gonna join, y'all do all this. I never had a good time for them because no, like most of them on the West Coast and stuff like that. So like the first one flopped hard. It wasn't until I decided to bring it to Tej and like, bro, we got enough people in like the lobbies now, bro. People pulling up on us. Let's see if we can get these dudes, this core audience, on board with that. And my dumb behind, I should have been did this. I don't know why I tried to go off on my own and do it, even though that's kind of what I was doing with my streaming all through the year. Because it was a point in time I didn't want to always let Tej and the culture know that I was streaming. Because I wanted to see if GK could do it on his own. You know what I mean? Not like I was leaving the culture.
I do that.
Or anything like
I do that a lot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just to see what your market value is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like just to see if anybody.
I feel that.
So then, like once I started like asking Tej to promote it and see if we can get this going. Next thing you know, we got multiple people pulling up on both of our streams. Like, yo, y'all still running that tournament? Y'all doing this and that? And then, you know, the rest is history. I look up and I got you're here. We got Enjo, we got, you know, Phaser, we got High, we got all these Z, we got all these dudes that pulled up just because of me and Tej's videos of discourse and then the Godfist takedown. And it all is really surreal to me because like I used to like dream about doing this type of stuff and like that was kind of real.
Here it is, bro. And it feels like it's got a fucking rocket strapped to its back, bro. I heard Jewel Budden was talking about this shit, bro.
Man,
like
crazy.
It's crazy, man. Like, I mean, like, why not even just let's just fucking reach out to Mike Holla, bro, and get him on. Come fucking hang out, dude.
Why not?
We're doing this shit all year, my man. We can find some time.
Hell yeah.
But that's crazy, man. And to think like, and this is even crazier to me, is you're like, and this isn't a slight against you. This is more like admiration and more of like, holy crap, like you're doing this. Is one's not enough, right? You have plans for something else.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would leave it up to you to elaborate on it. If you want to say to be determined, that's perfectly fine. But I like that's crazy, man. Like you are taking this and in what I feel like is typical GK fashion, you're just pushing forward with it. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
fuel. This is nothing
Oh,
but
yeah.
more fuel for the rocket ship, bro. So where does it come from? Where does this where does all of this come from?
Man, the whole thing, man, it just comes from knowing that I can bring people together. That's really where it starts at, because at first I didn't even think I was entertaining, even though I know I told people I'm rooted in this type of thing, but like I didn't even know I didn't even know I can captivate people that actually want to listen to me. And then once I saw that, then I was like, maybe I can make some type of change in this community of discourse where people are like, oh man, this is so toxic and hateful. I'll be like, well, hey, come over here and you'll see different. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe in the mob mentality. I've never been
Yeah.
somebody that likes to follow that. I hate the whole sheep mentality where you see something and you just ride with it without even doing your research. So like I once I saw that people liked it, and once I saw people like the culture, I was like, I was like, man, no, Teej, I need you to keep going as hard as you can. Because even though not every bit of the community is going to understand, we're going to make it where they definitely get it. They going to
Yeah.
definitely see it, and they going to be like, yo, these dudes are not stopping. And so like every other week, man, every other week, every other month, I'm trying to come up with a different idea just to like engage the audience and push the envelope a little bit more. Like even though we got the Godfist takedown, I still am working on the name of this new team format thing I want to do. But all this is going to be reoccurring stuff like the bragging rights. That's the new idea, and I'm going to make
Yeah, like
sure.
your Survivor Series type match?
Yeah, like Survivor
Bro, I'm
Series, like
excited about that, bro.
the team captain thing, and the whole point of it is to like it's like the ultimate fighter kind of where like the head
Hey,
coach
is
has
Pharaoh you said Pharaoh was a team captain, right?
yeah, so he liked the idea, and like me and Teej was gonna
Get
be the
this.
first iteration.
You're a wrestling
Oh
fan, right?
yeah.
I got the perfect edit for this. You yeah, you remember that Survivor Series match when it was Jerry Lawler versus Doink the Clown,
Oh
and Doink had
yeah.
all those little mini Doinks.
Yup.
Imagine Pharaoh on that shit, dude. There's a bunch of little
Yo,
mini
and then a
Pharaoh.
bunch of little pharaohs. Oh my god, bro. And then
That face on
yo,
Doink.
that would be so
Pharaoh needs
damn
to be a
funny.
captain. He needs to be. I
Yeah.
already got his profile picture set up and everything, bro.
So like I wanted me and T just to be random where it didn't seem like we was biased picking our own team, but the second iteration that everybody else do, they can pick their own team. They can pick their own 5-man squad and they rock out. You know what I mean? That's why like once me and Teej do it, we'll know how many people actually want to play in this thing, actually want to do it. Even if they don't get picked, that means they still are up for the next iteration. So yeah, man, that's gonna be beautiful. 2 team captains, they pick a 5-man team, 2 life stocks on each player, and you run at it. If it's a tiebreaker or any dispute, the 2 team captains do a first to 5 to see who wins. So yeah,
Hell yeah, bro. I'm excited to see how that folds. And look, man, we had people on a waiting list
Yeah.
this first tournament, bro.
Yeah, right.
I have no doubt that you're going to have plenty of people ready to do this too.
Yeah.
And I find it also very interesting how perceptive you are in all of this. I think a trapping for like content creators specifically is hype.
Yeah.
When something good happens, they get that dopamine, and it's real easy for people to sit too long and absorb all that.
Yeah.
And they're not being progressive with it, that they're not being proactive with that, right? It's a real easy trap to fall into because, you could be sitting here just talking about how good Godfist 1 was. And that would be just fine. That would be still meritorious as well, right?
Yeah.
But you're talking about Godfist 2. You already have all the dates planned for that. You're talking about this unnamed survival series type of match, right? The bragging rights match, right? You're also thinking next month ahead. You're trying to figure out how much positivity we can amplify each month. How how important is this to you? How do you, because this has to be a prerogative of yours because you are really amplifying this. So where does it come from? What feelings drive this need to constantly improve? What are you looking to get out of this?
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really looking for anything as far as like not even recognition. I just want people to know that like there's somebody out there like them that could help them. Cause like I don't know if you see it in my chat a lot. Like I got people like Bam that pull up, Z, even Yex. These people that are trying to get good at this game and they don't know how. But I just wanted to let them know, like, bro, it is a way. Like, it's people in my chat that'll give you tips. I'll help you out. You can come play me in the game. I'll show you. Like, that is what drives me really because I was that at one point. I was all in somebody else's stream asking for help, or I was looking for friends to just play the game with, and you didn't have nobody, and you just felt that like, oh man, I don't got nothing. I don't got, you know what I mean? I don't got no friend. I don't got nothing. I want to be that change for somebody. Just to let, not even like I want the recognition, but no, it's somebody out here, bro, that is here. That's why y'all see me
I
stream
think
so much.
that's extremely important. I think that actually, like personally speaking, that kind of connection with you guys is probably what has kept me continually playing Tekken. Before I even found Tej and the culture and all that stuff, I was kind of in the situation you described. I was just trying to figure out what the fuck was going on here? What was I doing, dude? Nothing I was doing. Like, I felt like this felt like a job that I wasn't getting paid for. And with Tekken, bro, all I would hear anytime I go online was negative bullshit about how the game sucks. Like, I wasn't even proud of being Tekken King for a moment because anybody can get it. Just you're saturated with this bullshit, and it's so hard to care about it or want to enjoy it. And I was talking to Tej about this, but the culture was kind of like a lighthouse in all that bullshit, bro. And you guys have really reinvigorated at least my interest in getting better in Tekken, where it wasn't even a year ago that I was completely content with getting Tekken King and just putting the game down, doing something else. They're legit,
Yeah.
but it's awesome because it's almost like a hearth, bro. And it's
Yeah.
I really can't think of another community other than maybe like FDX, maybe that's
Yeah.
not like primarily toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, not primarily, but has
Yeah.
some toxicity because my cause is great, but that's
Yeah.
still controversial as well, just by nature.
Yeah.
Everybody's always hating on Moonsault, so that's
Yeah.
controversial too. But
Yeah.
how do you feel standing with people like being associated with people like Moonsault, Mike Hollow, all these big names?
Man.
How do you feel about that?
I feel honored. Like, I mean, it's amazing. Like, I don't take it for granted at all. Like, cause I just want to do so much more. Like now, I'm ready to like just up the ante and like now collaborate with these dudes and see like where their minds is at and see what we can create together. Because I used to just watch them. Like, you know what I mean? I used to just be like, man, this content is great, man. These dudes really are doing a service to this damn culture. Like, they're really like helping people see that there's a better community than just sitting on Twitter and talking trash. Like, and
Yeah.
like now to just be in call with these dudes and like I even had I had a surreal moment the last night when I was with Fenty and Moonsault where like I was listening to Moonsault talk and I was almost about to make a comment as if I was watching a video and like he wasn't in the call with me. You know what I mean? Like, and I was sitting there in my mind, I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, like this is wow, like this is really happening. And like it's just one of those things where you just sit back and smile, man. Like I literally sat there all morning picking Fenty's brain about the same. You know what I mean? Like just sitting
Bro,
there
y'all
nerding
motherfuckers
out.
were up late,
Yeah,
dude.
man. And like that was just amazing to me, and I really happy.
That was I want you to remember something. There's two things you need to remember about that whole encounter.
Mhm.
That was during your Godfist takedown in your voice channel. Remember that. Remember
Yeah.
that. Whenever you think they're up here, right? They were with us right here, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just a matter of time at this point, right? I feel like the energy you're bringing, the all of it is just really nothing but like what else but good can come from this, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's really anything negative that could happen here, right? I don't think like the people we have around us all have cool heads, even our mod team. We don't put up with any bullshit like that, bro. I've noticed one thing, and I think you've noticed as well, is the increase in the negative attention. There's been a few times where it felt like we've had some trolls, especially jump in lobbies.
Yeah.
Teach for the life of him can't save from getting drive-by roasted. That motherfucker said he looked washable.
Hey man,
Bro,
I love it.
how do you see that? What do you like? I feel like there's obviously a clear difference between something like calling somebody washable and then something like that Fang Wei that came in or some other toxic people, right? How do you handle that? Like, do you have any advice if somebody's dealing with that? Like, what's your approach with that?
So my approach with trolls and people that don't know how to like use their words better than what they decide to say is they're allowed to do that. And I don't take offense to it because one, like it's two factors in this. One, we're not in front of each other, and I know if we were, this wouldn't be the conversation. Two, you can say whatever you want on this internet stuff, but it's not too much you really can do about it. You got to learn to navigate that type of situation and turn it for better. Like, let's just be honest. Like, there's no such thing. I'm not even talking about being a bigger man in this instance. Just make sure you don't kill your online persona before it gets started. Because me personally,
Yes.
like, y'all see what happens to me. Like, y'all see what I end up doing. Like, people come in my they come in my chat, they say some random stuff. Half the time, I don't even acknowledge the negative stuff most of the time unless they're coming at other people. If you're directly coming at me, I'll just laugh probably and blow it off. But if you start talking about people in my chat or my friends in the call, pull up in the lobby real quick. Let's see how you feel after playing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just how I look at it, because I know people have seen me probably in a negative light and probably say some crazy stuff. But what I really love about our community is people know me. And if you know me, you know that's not how I actually am. You know I'm only responding to some bullshit versus starting it. And
that's a strong anchor to have, man. To be a part of a community of people that have such a strong sense of who you are that it's almost impossible to lose yourself in this kind of shit, right? And cultivating that's really fucking awesome. And I think a lot of it too, it's built on more than just Tekken. This is a multifaceted community we have here. We do anime, we do music, bro. One thing here, comic books. I think you and I do a lot of big comic books, man. And we were just talking about, bro, the Absolute series is just wild, bro.
I haven't even read
wild.
that last one. I just seen the Batman versus Superman.